Hey everybody, this is Mac. Welcome back to the Let's Code. I guess that's what we're calling it. Yeah, sure, that's a fine name. We're going through text editors to try to find the best one to use. And we have a fun one today. This is Notepad++. This one's actually only available on PC, I believe. It might be available on Linux as well. Let me do a little check here and see what we got. Notepad++. Let's see what we have as far as downloads go. 32-bit, minimalist package, markdown, Yeah, it looks like this is going to be a PC-only one, but, you know, I mean, I don't know. You could use Wine on OS X or Linux to install it if you just really love it to death. I don't know, whatever. For all intents and purposes, we're going to say this is a PC-only word processor, but it's not word processor, text editor. But it's one of the better ones out there, or I don't know. It comes highly recommended. It's very popular, so big expectations for this little guy here. We're doing the same setup as we've done before, a folder called HTML. We're going to do one HTML document, one CSS document, and just build a really basic web page and link that to a CSS file. We're going to go ahead and do a new folder inside of this called CSS, because that's generally how I would do things, and I think that's how a lot of people do things. And I mean, this is like a full-featured text editor, so it shouldn't be a problem to have it be able to look through folders and see what's going on. So, file, new, but I already did that. I'm going to go ahead and just start to open up a HTML file here, so we'll do doctype HTML, and then we'll save it as html.html. Great name. And, okay, cool, so it automatically knows that we're typing in HTML now, which seems like a given, but I don't remember what it was, but I used one text editor where I did html.html, and then for some reason it came down here and it still said, hey, we're writing in plain text, which was stupid. So, I don't know, for some reason I always check that now. We'll go ahead and do a new file again for our CSS document, and we'll save this in our containing folder. Whoa. I don't know if that's going to make an issue, but whatever. And let's do css.css. Okay, so let's see if we can do split screen here. We've got tabs. I don't know if it's going to be... Oh yeah, I forgot. I was in here for a second. I realized that you could toggle word wrap on and off. By default, it was off, but so that's another thing in its favor. It does support word wrap. You know, doing word wrap automatically is great, but having the option to turn it on and off is even better. What I did not do was figure out how to do split screen. I didn't look around that much though, so I'm thinking maybe if we just drag the tab. Okay, there's something going on there. Drag it over here, maybe? I don't know. Oh wait, hold up, what's that? Move to other view. Oh, sweet, there we go. Okay, so that was pretty easy to figure out. Okay, so let's go ahead and create a class for our body here. So I'm gonna do body, open that up. Automatic indentation, very nice. Another thing in its favor, another ding in its favor. I guess it's not a ding if it's a good thing. I think a ding has a negative connotation, so that's going to be an unding. Cool. Yeah, creating new words as we go. And I'm going to change the background color to something kind of like a dark teal. Do so 0 for red. Oh, and I'm sure most people know this, but you don't have to do RGB values for the color. That's what I'm pretty comfortable doing. Just because, I don't know, I've been doing motion graphics since I was like 12, so that's how I'm pretty comfortable writing CSS with RGB values. But you can do hexadecimal values, HSL values, or, I mean, you can even just type in a color. You could just type in blue if you wanted to, and that would work just as well, I believe, in pretty much any browser. So, we've got our body tag set up here. Let's go ahead and open up some HTML and get going. Let's do head, close that out. Whoops. And then come in here, we're going to do title, hello world. Oh, I forgot to do the thing. Lang equals en. Make sure they know it's in English. That's actually, I feel like I've heard that's important for search engine indexing, which is cool. Okay, one thing I am interested here to know is I've used a few browsers that are pretty good at like linking to files within a containing folder. Yeah, I got a little bit of something there. Also, it does know we have a folder CSS/CSS. Like it knows. I don't know. It's not really working the way I thought it would, but I don't really count that as a ding. That's just kind of an extra feature. We'll specify the relationship here. Oh, close that up. Very nice. Almost forgot about that. I actually, funny story, I lost the original recording in this video. Well, I didn't lose it. I just forgot to hit record the first time that I was recording the video. And I was just making all kinds of errors. The thing was like super buggy. I opened up the web browser and it did not look anything like it was supposed to. I like misspelled color over here. I forgot to do the relationship part of the link up here. There was just all sorts of stuff was wrong with it. I mean, I'm just building a fairly basic website, but I don't know. Something was up. I was not doing great. So this is actually round 2, and hopefully we're going to do quite a bit better here. So close that up. So done with the head, I think. Now we can open up the body. While we're in the body tag, I want to make sure we do the class is equal to this class that we set up over here. So do that. And then we'll close the body tag. And let's go ahead and set up our classes for a quick header and a footer. Actually, we'll go ahead and do that, the header first. So we'll do h1. Go ahead and just type them out first. That can't really hurt. Hello world. And we'll go ahead and put the class in there. We just won't fill it out. Class equals. Close that. And then paragraph. Class equals. Close that out. And then do that. And then close out the paragraph tag. And the quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog. That dog is so lazy. Lazy. A freaking turtle could jump over it. Dumb dog. It will die. Now we've completed the obligatory second grade reading level sentence that comes along with any HTML tutorial for some reason. Okay, so let's create our classes here. We'll do class h1. Open that up. What do we want to do here? We'll do text align center, and then close that. Color, just to prove a point, we'll do red here, just to prove that it'll work. Why not? And then we'll do, did I remember to close that? I did. Margin top, 150 pixels. You could also do like, one thing that I do a lot, I'll show you in a second, but you don't have to use pixel values here. I know that for sure. We'll go ahead and close that. So then we'll open up the P1 here and do that. And we'll do color is equal to RGB 200, 200, 200. That's going to be kind of an off-white gray color. Okay, and then what I was saying with the margins, you don't have to use a pixel value. You can use a percentage. So a lot of times what I'll do, you know, I've been messing around with this for a little while, is I'll do 10% margin on the left. So where's my percent button? Totally just forgot where that was. And then I'll do the same thing on the right. And I'll show you what that does in a second. I think it's a pretty cool way to do things. As soon as we close out that class, and then we can open up our HTML. What the hell's going on? What is, oh, hang on, I think I know what I did. Yep, there it is. Totally forgot to insert those classes there. Save that all up, reload the page. Beautiful. Okay. Okay, so like I was saying, I did the 10% margin, and we also, let's add some more text in here so we can really see what's going on here. Control C, Control save that. Okay, so you can see we've got like a nice margin on either side of this, but since we did a percentage versus a pixel value, as we shrink the window, the margins are going to also shrink. So it's going to look good even on, so it's going to look pretty good even if we, I mean, this isn't like the best way to emulate what a mobile site would look like, but it kind of does the job. So like on a phone, it's still going to have margins, but they're not going to be huge 150 pixel margins, whereas this margin up here at the top is going to be 150 pixels no matter what resolution we're looking at. It's always going to be 150 pixels from the top of the page. We're going to have our header. So thoughts, text Notepad++. It's actually pretty solid. I know I said I had high expectations for this, but then I didn't really. I was being a little sarcastic. I want to mess around with this and see if we can do like some theming, maybe. I don't love the UI, and if I'm being totally honest with you, a lot of the text editors that we're going to use are going to function pretty much the same. And what I mean by that is there's a certain amount of features that all the good ones are going to have. Split screen, autocorrect, find and replace, text wrapping, that type of thing. So anytime that I can come in and do custom theming, that's a big plus. And it looks like we do have fairly nice support here. It looks like you can go in and really customize a lot of the stuff. We've got options for fonts and foreground color, background color, color for highlighting for individual languages here, which is really, really cool. Yeah, overall, I'd say this is good. It does everything that I want it to do. It's got the find and replace, does autocomplete fairly well. It handled indentation pretty well, at least over here in the CSS. It wasn't doing very much indentation over here in the HTML for me, but I don't know if that's something you change just going and messing with the preferences. Yeah, overall, I'd say that this gets the seal of approval for me. If you're on a PC, this is the one to beat. Thanks for watching. Hope you did like the video. If you did, feel free to like or comment or whatever, or don't. It's, don't waste time with that if you don't feel like you need to. I will see you in the next video.